and I hope that all of you got the instance. So if you have the instance, please let me know. I will pass. I'll send you. I hope that all of you able to hear me. If you're not able to hear me, please so you can inform in the chat box. Okay. Okay. So here ours is a Fusion user, and let me copy the password. Sign. Fine. So I think that we discussed last time. So up to this level, okay, and I checked with this one, and still it is this issue is not resolved. I am not getting the view output. So still checking with different angles because in demo instance we are not getting. So we'll let you know because I already put it all these things. So we have this one. So these things we'll discuss in the weekend. So on Saturday class we'll come up with all the roles and concept these things. Okay, and even let me copy this one here as well. Okay, so it will be in the doubt session. Okay, so now, so these are all the different things that we are going to discuss. Okay, so the reversal. So I don't know whether we discussed or not. So the reversal of the journals. Okay, so if not, we can discuss. So here in the transaction part, let us go to the transaction part here, and you need to go to the. So here, so usually what happens is if you are not, sometimes if you want to, so pull down, so sometimes you will not get the instance. So in that case, you can use Fn and for F11. So if you, so sometimes you can use F11, otherwise you can go for Fn F11. So then you can get the screen size like this, Fn F11. Okay, so you know, right, the full screen. So then you can see that. So you can see everything, okay, without any problem. Okay, so then just click on journals here. Fn F11, you can use that command. Okay, so then click on journals and create journals. Okay, so now let me query the journals. Okay, this is the extension of the last class. Yeah, correct. Yeah, correct, Mr. Raghav. Yeah. Okay. So manage journals, extension of manage journals. So here I want to query with the accounting period November 17. I think we discussed. Let me check for the November and even December as well whether we have the journals. And I need to change it. So because maybe we have the different ledger here. So let me change our own ledger. So our ledger is Proton. This one, right? Proton ledger set. November. You need to change the data access. Okay, right. So then only you can see our ledger. Yeah, we have the data, right? These are all the data. Okay, we have the rent journal and salary journal. So let us see how to reverse the journal. Okay, so then click on this journal. Okay, click on select the journal and you can just reverse it. Reverse the journal. So reversal, usually we use reversal if there is any kind of a mistake or any kind of error. So because once it is posted, then it is accounted. So okay. So Yeah, click on OK, one policy. So in the same way, we can reverse it. Okay, this one also you can directly reverse it. Just click on here and you can reverse it. Okay. So then what happens is the debit and credit. So here the journal enter debit amount and credit amount. It will be so debit will go to credit side and credit will go to debit side. So the amount will be nullified. Okay, that means that plus or minus like that. Okay, amount will be nullified when you run the trial balance. So then you will not see those accounting entries. Okay, fine. So let me check that one. Okay, so where you can check, you can go to the processes. So schedule process. Okay, go to schedule process, and there you can check it. Okay, so now it is giving error. Okay, reverse the journal is giving the error. So process run and result in error. Invalid header with header ID 34G7. Okay, so let me go to the channels again. And so let me query the journal. Search it. Sorry. So let me check it. Let me check the journal. Okay. So if you double click on that, it will be open. So now journals actions. So usually you need to proceed. It's taking time. So just here reversal. Go to reversal and you need to provide the reversal period. In which period you want a reversal. You can reverse in the same period or next period. I'm going to so reverse in the same period and then you can go to the journal section. Okay. If you are reversing in batch, then you can go to batch actions. And if you are reversing the only this journal, okay, the lines, some lines, then you can go to reverse. Here, go to reverse. Usually, what happens is whenever you reverse, we need to select the period. Okay, this is the automatic save, and let us see that. We want to save. And let me go to schedule process. Refresh. Yeah, now it is succeeded. Okay. So here what happens is, so we can do it, but by default we are not getting the period because we need to provide the period. So where we need to that. So that's for that what we can do is let us go to the review journals only. So there you can provide the reversal period and then you can reverse it. So
Raj,
then,
when we see error log, it has not shown a mandatory parameter supplying the reversal period and all. Right? It just gave some header
yeah,
length.
I had header only. It has given the header level, header only. Yeah, header only. But the issue is that one only, because we used to see the different regular issues, right? So usually what happens is, in the reversal period is not proper, so then we used to get that kind of error in invalid with header, because it is not checking that. Because usually what happens is, whenever you provide the period, so then it will check the header, and it will move that header level, header ID. Okay. So now, if you are not able to provide that period, the particular period, so then the journals don't know where it go, whether it need to reverse in the same period or next period. We are not specifying that. So in that case, it will fail. It will fail.
Prasad, in normal EBS also, while reversing the patch or general, it should ask the period, right? But
Sorry?
here directly, no,
Yeah,
even if you see the EBS,
yeah. It will last. Yeah, it will last period. It will last period. So in the EBS also, we used to provide. So when you just reverse, so usually in the EBS, so yeah, it will ask the period. So here, so let me go through that one. So if you go to the manage journals, so that is mandatory. So okay, so we need to specify the period, which period we need to be reversed. Okay, so this is the reversion, and it is unposted. We can post it. And okay, so here, whenever you select this one, the batch. Okay, so reversal is there, so you are able to see that one. But here, so we need to go to the show more, and then here we need to specify the period. So what we did is, we directly, okay, so cancel this one. Okay, so we directly, so when you click on this one, yeah, you can double click, and so I did directly, but it should pop up. So whenever you reverse, it should pop up the period. So it is not, we are not getting that. We need to check whether it is a kind of a bug, or how it is. So now it is not highlighted. So directly it is showing. So you can also check that from your end. Okay. So let me post this one. But that one, we must should give that one. So whenever you reverse, we need to provide the period details. So these are all the some kind of optional setups only, optional kind of things. Okay, so account combination, suspense account, general source creation, general categories. So you can go for the import this one. Okay. So actually, I specified this one. Then we need to go for assign. We need to assign the legal entities with the ledger and balance segments. So then we can go for the business unit scenario. So then we go for the invoice option, payments, suppliers, and then create invoice. Okay. So I am coming with so every day. So we'll come up with a new kind of a task. So these are all not a managed task. So these are all the optional only. So let us discuss for time being. So these, and
no,
from this, yeah.
Prasad, Prasad, see, I mean, you are working on a fusion and it's easy for you, but we are completely new to this fusion. No, he said it's optional, but tomorrow we don't know, right? So if you stuck in somewhere again, I mean, from my point of view, it's
Hey,
difficult for me
okay,
because let me
side
say,
question, side question. Did you work on EBS?
yes, I worked
So
in
how long you are
EBS
working? How long you are working in EBS?
more than 3 years.
Okay. So, and more than this, I am working for the last 13 years. Okay. For EBS, we have the optional setups. Okay. We have what about the secure rule? Can you tell me what about the cross validation rule? So can you tell me the difference between secure tool and cross validation rule?
But
Why
I
we need
don't
the
get the
cross
setup
validation and
is
secure tool? And this one is where so those rules are not mandatory for every client. Okay. So here what I'm saying is so these are all the optional setups, but it's not so it will change from project to project. Okay. So manage account combinations. So some project may use that, some project may not use that. Okay, so we can discuss. It's not a problem. Okay, we can discuss, and if you need, you can do that. Otherwise, you don't need. Okay, so here it's a combination of the setups means it's a combination of mandatory and optional only. Okay, so we are discussing both the setups. Okay, some client will come with the requirement. So here, so do you know what is the managed account combination? So why we need?
we know, but see, coming to fusion, we even now we have to understand that navigation
So you don't
system,
ask
whenever it comes to
straightly so whether you're working or not, okay? Because I am here to train you. That means that
Prasad, what I'm trying to say, it's very easy for you because you are working. So what I said, I mean, for my point of view, it's difficult because I'm still working EBS. That's what if coming to fusion, at least I should know the navigation, right? Then only I'll go through and
so
I'll
that's
be.
why I'm showing, right? So every class we are able to go to each and everything, right? So that's why I'm specifying. So every day so I'm coming with a requirement. So these are the setups, and you can practice. So we have around 10 recordings in our session. So did you practice all? So are you able to create journals right now up to this level? Okay, that's why we are coming up
Even
with
yesterday
each
I
and
got.
every requirement. So if you go to if your company is dealing with any fusion project, so you can go to that concerned functional consultant. You can ask that consultant so how it works. Okay, okay. So here we are dealing with we are mainly concentrating managed setups only. But apart from that, I am so we are going for optional as well, optional setups only because so after some time, if you are going for some other new project, so there you need to deal with suspense account. If you don't know suspense account, what you can check with the client. Okay, for example, the general sources. You need to import the data from legacy system. Okay, for example, the client is using a Tally legacy system, so you need to import the data. You need to import the data from that. So then you can you can create one more source. Okay, with the legacy system, and you can import the data. And you need to segregate the journals. Okay, segregate the journals. So okay, I have the advertisement journals. Okay, so I need to segregate the journals with that. Then I can create a journals with the category as called some advertisement, then I can do that. Okay, I need to import the journals.
No,
Uh, okay, so
no,
some
Prasad,
auto post
don't
option is
serious. No, no, you are taking serious, bro. No, what I'm
no,
trying to
no.
say
So
is like,
what you are
this
asking is
is
wrong, man. That I'm saying because okay, so you guys are working, myself also working. Okay, I am also a project manager for some other company. Okay, so maybe I'm not dealing. So let me start
Prasad.
the recording. Start the recording. So in EBS, you know, right? Allow dynamic inserts. Did you hear that name? Allow dynamic inserts. Okay. So here in the same thing, here also the same funda. Okay, so by default, so whenever you deploy, so then so we will use the dynamic inserts. Okay, so if you are not using the if you disable the dynamic inserts, so in EBS what happens is you need to create the account combinations on your own. Okay, for example, I am using company dot account dot some department product dot this is account combination. Okay, so in that case, if I disable that allow dynamic inserts, so then what happens is you can't create any transaction. Whenever you go to create any journal entry or any kind of a transaction, that time what happens is so you will not get the combination, that account combination, whether it is a debit entry or create entry. So then you need to go to the consent form, which is manage accounting account combinations. So did you guys work on that? So okay, so let me check that. I don't know whether I have this instance ready. Okay. Okay, if you go to GL, so we have the set of financial experience key and segment, right? So F11, control F11. So this is the thing, allow dynamic inserts. Okay. So if you enable this one, then you don't need to create the account combinations. Okay. So, but if you disable that one, definitely you don't get the account combinations ready. And in that case, what you need to do is you need to go to the setup and then accounts combinations. Okay, you need to go to account combinations, you need to create it. Okay, here if you query that, all the combinations are created by default. So because we enabled so allow dynamic instance. Okay, the same way here also, this is a kind of a security concern as well. Okay, some clients, so they want to monitor everything. Okay, so so in that case they can disable the allow dynamic instance, and then everything. Okay, for example, the accountant need to create some journals, so then he need to approach finance department. Okay, I need to create some manual journals. Okay, so more so her adjustment kind of journals. So then, so please so create these combinations. Then the finance department or account department will create the combinations, and then the accountant will use that. Okay, so it's a kind of a monitoring kind of thing. So this is a kind of an option setup only. It's not a mandate setup. So we can use it or not to use. So it's based on the client only. So let us go to the EPS. Sorry, Fusion.
Raj, if we uncheck allow dynamic insertions,
Hmm.
then we have to have use only the predefined combinations, right?
Correct, correct. We need to create it. You need to create it. It's a must and should. You must and should create it.
Those the things when you went to account combinations and when you query it, there many account combinations came. So it means that all are already created ones, right?
No, actually, so I have the segment. I have the segment structure, which I am using the audio dubbing sets. That's why those are created automatically whenever you create a, because I used all those combinations for the creation of the journals. Okay, that's why all are created automatically. So that is for particular ledger only, because for I am using a particular ledger for that particular ledger. So those are the combinations which are created automatically.
Okay.
You got it?
Um, any predefined combinations are there or no?
So predefined means.
Already exists Oracle defined one.
No, no. So because how you will get it? So Oracle defined you can't get it
Yeah, that's
because
what.
no, because the thing is that everything we are using our own segment structure because so yeah so that's why I'm saying we are driving the application. You can do as your own because Oracle is providing minimum 2 segments, maximum 30 segments. You can go for either 4 segments or 6 segments or 10 segments. So then as per your segments only you will get the combinations. Even the combinations is based on the segment values only, right? So that is our part of the implementation. Okay, so it's not a it's a data only. So it's not a setup, it's a data only. Where whatever you are seeing that account combinations, those are the data only. So the accounting
Okay.
data. You got it right?
Okay, got it.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so let us go to the setups. So you can select the offering, financial offering. Manage. Because you can also check this one because this one is in financial reporting structure. So why I'm saying the option setups and all this required task. If you go to required task here, we are so in EBS we used to set we used to go for it's a kind of a setup or that so any kind of what I can say that so functionality like that. So here everything is a task only. So if you go to required task, so are you able to see this one? No, right? So we don't have. Okay, so if you go to all, so you can also so whenever you check the application, once you select the your offering, the financial offering, you can check with all tasks. Okay, so in the all tasks, so you will see that the account combination and everything. You can see that. Fine. So even cross validation roles, security roles, these are all the optional setups only. But so I will not miss anything. Okay, we will discuss each and everything. Okay. So as a part of the training, and whenever you go to any project, so any project, so then it's so some kind of a projects they need some kind of setups. Okay, so then it may be new for you. Okay. So usually what happens is I used to concentrate. So initially for the managed setups, then optional setups. If you go to this one, so we have the even EBS training. So there are some US people. So okay, if you see this one, so my screen. So yesterday night only we did discussed on some kind of setups. Okay. So these are all the AR setups. Okay. So these are all the AR setups. Okay. Whatever it is system options, creating customer profile class, customers, transaction types, transaction sources, auto accounting, tax measures, receivable activities, approval limit, receipt class, receipt sources. And then once you create everything, then you can go for the AR invoice and receipt, and then we can go for period close. So these are all the mandatory for any kind of a project. Without that, we can't do that. So then we have other optional setups that is credit memo, debit memos, deposits. Then so we can discuss so that one as well. Okay. So here also I am segregating like that only for Fusion as well. Okay. So first we will discuss all the mandatory, but this the time being I included. So these optional setups. But next time what I can do is so I will come up with optional different and mandatory is different. So then you will know that what is the optional setup and what are the optional setups and what are the mandatory setups. So let us check. Let us go for the chart of account structures here. Proton structures, and if you want you can set it the data if it is already there. Okay, so you can see all this because we use these accounts. Okay, these accounts. Okay, so and because and then you can okay, because we created so some kind of a transaction. So we use these combinations. If you want to go for create one more combination, so then you can just click on the new here, and then you can select a combination. For example, so if it is already existing combination, so it will not allow you. Okay, so if it is so then you need to go for the new combination. So for example, let me go for the revenue combination. You can create it, but this is not a mandatory to create every time. And the business case is that, so whenever they are not using the allodynamic insets, the automatic combinations, so then we need to go for the manual only. But this is not our job as an implementation consultant. I can't do every time. So I will explain to client. So this is the process. The client people then they can do for their regular transaction purpose. Save it. Okay. So like this, you can create a number of combinations. Okay. So next one is suspense account. So what do you understand by suspense account? So if you have any, so any kind of, you can say that. So as per your EBS experience or any kind of thing, what do you mean by suspense account? If you have any financial knowledge, you can just chart me, no bro. Okay. So here the suspense account, we will use the suspense account. Okay, no problem. Okay. So okay, if the debit and the credit entries are not same, so okay. So for example, for any kind of a journal entry, the debit entry, credit entry should be the same, right? Debit and credit. So debit amount and credit amount, both should be the same. So if it is even 0.001, if that amount is not mismatched, definitely the journal will fail at posting level. Okay, even though you are able to create, but at posting level, posting means it is accounting level. You are going to account it, okay, for your ledger. So then at that time, so it will fail. So in that case, if it is a manual journals creation, okay, we will see the error and then we will correct it. Okay, we will get a notification on alert that saying that so your journal entry is not matched. So you can see you need to correct like that. But if you are importing the journals, okay, if you are importing journals from other sources, okay, so in that case what happens is you are using spreadsheets or any kind of importing kind of scenario. So in that case what happens is, so because of this issue, the journals will not be imported. Okay, it will not be imported and will not be, so will not post. So in that case what you can do is you can use suspense account. So that amount, that balance of 0.001 amount will go to the suspense account, and after some time the finance guys will clear all the suspense accounts. Okay, for at the period at the month end close, or at the time of month end close, and before that they will clear everything, and then they will adjust to the main accounts, and then they can do that. Okay, so that is the use of that one. Okay, even the journal source also, the journal source we can use, we have the journal sources. Okay, we have the AP source, AR source, FA source, different we can get the journals from different sources from EBS itself. Okay, from GBS application, the EBS environment. But if you are importing the data from different source, okay, so then what we can do is, okay, once we close the period, it's impossible to reverse, right? Once we close the period, yeah, correct. Yeah. So if you want to reverse in that closed period, you can't. Okay. If you want to reverse in the next period, you can do that. For example, I am in let us say I am in November period, and December period is the future period here. And in the if the November period is closed, then you can't reverse in the November period. Okay. Okay. If you can't reverse it, okay, then you can go for the December period, because you can't post it, right? Yeah. So one of my friend asked that question. So fine. So now manage suspense accounts. So for that, what we can do is, so you need to go to the setups again. Okay. So you need to update the suspense account. Okay, it's a specify ledger options, right? So we have the specify ledger options. So here. You can go to specify ledger options. So there you need to update the suspense account. It's not a mandatory. Okay, it's option only. Okay, so let me select and add. And our ledger is a Proton ledger. Save and close. And it will go to the ledger options. Okay, so even in the EBS also we have the ledger options, right? In the same way, here also we have the ledger options. So, and you can go for the suspense account here. This is the suspense account. Okay, enable suspense. Okay, you can enable suspense, and then we can go for the. So we don't need for sub-ledger accounting. So we can go for the general ledger. If you want to sub-ledger accounting also, you can do that sub-ledgers. So it's account payables, account receivables. If you want to go for that. So these are all the options only. Okay, so then we can. It's a liability account. Suspense account is a kind of a liability account. You can take it a liability. Otherwise, you can create one more account saying that 202 or 203 like suspense account. Save and close. So here the testing is that if you enable the suspense account, so then if you go to so journal entry, okay, journal entry, and if you don't provide the actuals, okay, that means that debit entry, credit entry is not same. So in that case, what you can do is, so it will be posted. So the amount will be posted. So then it will go to the balance amount will go to the suspense level. So let us test it here. So I'm giving the Proton only, but to query the general batch. Okay, anyhow, we will get in the same. We are in the same ledger set only, right? So no issues. Okay. So let us select the ledger because we are in the ledger set. So let us select our ledger. Okay, category is I'm taking the adjustment category. And here, so you can see that. So the categories we can create. We have Oracle has provided different categories. Okay. So if I need, the client need their own category. So how we will do that? We need to create different categories. Okay. Client want to segregate some kind of journals. Okay. So for example, so there is a specific requirement. So they want to segregate all the rent journals or any kind of so some legacy kind of journals they want to segregate in different so they want to check it in differently. Okay, they want to filter it with a category. So in that case, it will be useful. Okay, so just click on tab here. So and I request you. So because instance. So nowadays getting EBS instance is not a problem. Okay, so just you can go to Amirpet or you can call any online people. They can give you for 500 rupees or you can install for 500 rupees. Okay, but getting the Fusion instance. So even especially for the release 13, which is the latest version. This one, release 13 version. Okay, so there are so many changes for this release 13. So we have so earlier we used Oracle Identity Manager. Now we don't have that concept. So that is changed. And here we are using the data access sets and roles. So roles are based on the data access set. That concept is introduced here. Okay. So I request you. So and this instance, getting the instances of Oracle Fusion instance is a challenge. You can also inquire outside. Okay. So we have the instance. Okay, so even though it is not working due to the server issue in the weekend, So please plan for at least half an hour or 1 hour. So to go through the application and practice. Okay. Without practice, we can't get it. Even though we have the bookish knowledge or some kind of concept knowledge, so we need to be in touch with the application. Okay. Just click on search windows or let me create one channel here. So if you are able to create the journals, post the journals. So then that means that, so I can say that, so 10% you are okay. So that means that you are ready to work. Okay. So up to that level. If you get your own ledger and in the journals form, if you are able to create some kind of journals and if you are able to run the trial balance, so then 10% you are work we are okay. Okay. So then that means you can start the application. You can go to any project. So that means that you can ready to work. Others are okay by you can learn it and you can do that. Okay. So the basic 10 to 20 setups, please practice mandatory. So put an account so that I can say that okay. Let me take one more salary journal here and put just refreshing. Finance. Taking time, right? So let us say 100. Okay. So okay. 10,000. Then let us go to let me copy this one. Fine. Tab it. So here an account, cash account. So let me go for 999. Okay. So even if there is a 1 rupee difference, definitely it will fail because now it will not fail because we had enabled this suspend journal entry. So save it, and you can also see that. So one more in line will be created so by the system. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Credit and debits are not. It is showing there here. So both are not equal like that. Check it. It is not. Freeze the posting is freeze here. Why it is please? It is not getting. Okay, by default is the it's going to. So okay, team. So I will check and let you know tomorrow class because why it is automatically so freezing that. So because we
Raj,
didn't.
when you save the journal, then before completing it was enabled. When you click on complete button,
Yeah,
it
yeah.
is going to inactive.
No, no. Actually, what happens is when I save, it is showing the alert that the debit and credit entry are not same. Then you want to continue. So I'm saying that so they continue because I want to test the
Correct.
suspension journal. So then after that,
Correct.
when I complete it, it's going to inactive. So it is
Inactive.
freeze it. So usually what happens is so it should not. So and even I didn't enable the account approval that journal approval as well because usually what happens is if you enable the journal approval so then it will go to the approve level. Once the manager approves that journal, then only you can see the post button here. You can post it. So here it is not happening. So even the ledger options also we didn't enable that feature. So journal approval. So what I can do is we'll check and let you know in the next class. Okay. So will do that one. Okay. So tomorrow we will continue with the discussing of all these things and also we'll discuss the so these are all the mandate setups. Okay. So we'll concentrate more on this assign legalities and segment balance segment values and then we can assign the we already created one business unit we can assign the business functions. Okay. So we need to assign the account payables function, receivables function, different functions. Okay. So at the say, so here in EBS, so if it is a AP, we need to create one responsibility. In AR, we need to create one responsibility. Like in Fusion, it's not like that. So you will see all the functions. Okay, when you can enable the functions whatever you require. So we have that kind of a functionality here. So just for our understanding, just I am showing you. So tomorrow we will discuss all these things. Okay, and next classes I will separate both. I will separate so the option setups and mandate setups for both, and we will discuss that one. Once we complete the mandate setups and transactions, then we can go for the option setups and their transactions. Yeah, yeah. Somebody is you are saying something.
Raj, this is Sudarshan. My
Yes,
question is,
yeah.
like, when we create manage accounting combinations, right? We created one accounting combination.
Okay.
Then, when we create suspense related journal and trying to execute that,
Okay.
is this something link between whatever we created the accounting combination? When we create accounting combination, maybe it is related to expense.
No, sir, Sudarshan. Because if that is the case, so then it will you can't get the combination. So I had selected the suspense combination. I had selected the accounts, right? So so account combination deals with only whenever when you are selecting the account combination. So for the general, so once you are good with selecting the account combination, then no issues. So then you no need of any issue with the account combination. So we are okay with the account combination.
Okay, okay. I thought is
Yeah, yeah,
this
yeah, yeah.
this may be linked between
Yeah,
accounting
yeah,
combination and a suspending them.
yeah. So,
Okay,
but it's not like that because account combination. So it's deal with only selecting the account combination only. So in that case, if you are okay to select the combination, once you click on OK, if it is so if the system is accepting, then we are good with the account combination.
okay. If we have any of the accounting combination,
Okay.
then any related journals, like for example, expense or cash or liability, any expense. If we have the combination, then when we post, it should accept, right? It should accept and it should be posted, right?
Correct, correct. You should accept. You should accept
Okay.
and yeah. So here you can see that. So I just want to show you next in the next class we will discuss all these things. So in the EBS, what happens is okay, we have the okay procurement, receiving, and the material management, payable invoices. Okay, we have the different sales and different right. So in EBS, what happens is you need to create you need to create a different responsibilities. Okay, that is a different task. Okay, so whenever you go to subledgers, okay, for example, let us say for AP. So then what you need to do is you need to create account payables responsibility and then assign to the user and then you need to update the profile options, all the profile options. Okay, general GL ledger name, demo operating unit, HR business group, all the multi-arc kind of related, all the profile options. So then only you can go to your responsibility. Then you can do perform the setups. Here it's not like that. So we can use this functionality, business functions. So you can assign the business functions to your business unit, which is the operating unit, and you can select it. Whatever you want, you can select. So then you can work for those. Okay. So fine.
Business unit is nothing but a profile options, right?
Operating unit. Yeah. It's nothing but operating unit. I think we discussed
Oh,
earlier. I think in the session of
correct.
first class. So this is the ledger intelligence. Okay. So fine.
Okay.
So I think I am pending with this today's class only. Okay. Okay. So we'll post it today. Okay, and yeah, you will get this recording today.